Today you've joined me on the River Trent and we're doing a day's pike fishing. It's cold, it is very cold. It's about -3. We've had lots of snow over the past couple of days and I haven't been able to get out to do any fishing whatsoever. The roads have been closed off and it's made life a little bit difficult, but the weather's calmed down a little bit now and we're just able to get out. I thought I'd come down to a local river of mine, do a day session, try and catch a few fish. It's going to be tough, very, very tough. It's been -3 the past 2 or 3 days. Lots of black ice in the morning, so it's took me forever to get down here. But it's a beautiful morning. Sun's just starting to rise and it's about 7:30. I've got here really early. I wanted to get into one of my favourite swims that can produce fish this time of year. You know, the winter weather is fully kicked in now and it is absolutely Baltic. So I've quickly set everything up now. Like I said, I've been here for about half an hour. Got everything prepped, all the rigs are ready and everything, and it's now just a case of casting the baits out. Going to be fishing really simple tactics, leisure dead bait, one on a float, and yeah, we're going to be here till about 4 o'clock. So without further ado, I'm going to get these cast out and then hopefully today we can get a few fish in the bag. What we'll do, we'll start with a right hand rod. We're going to be fishing a simple paternoster float. The previous few sessions were very productive. We were catching quite a few fish. I've had big pike from here this time of year when it's really cold in these marginal areas. There's some nice slack areas as well. There's a little bit of flow to the river, so I'm not going to be fishing too far out. I'm thinking the bigger pike are going to be close in like normal. So we'll get this float out and then we'll get that leisure rod baited up. Well, oh, my hands are absolutely freezing. So the float, not too far out. I'd say probably a rod length and a half. What I'm using on this particular one, I'm using a weak link. A few anglers will know it's a rotten bottom, it's called. A weak link of line connected to a swivel that's running on the line. And then I think that's a 2.5 ounce lead, that one. And then a very long trace. If we have problems bringing the rigs back and the hooks are jamming in the rocks, then I'll pop the baits up. I'm hoping that they'll thaw out a little bit more now because they've been in the motor. I've had the heating on and hopefully they'll defrost a little bit better, and then we'll put bolster inserts in and we'll pop them up gently off the bottom. So this is the witching hour on here. It's the best time for catching a pike. And yeah, it is absolutely freezing. I only just managed to get the bank sticks in the actual sort of peg here. It's Baltic, but I love it when it's like this, I really do. We've got a nice bit of snow on the ground still, so I'm hoping that later on if we do catch a fish, can't beat it when you're holding your pike and you've got a bit of snow in the background. It's absolutely brilliant. And like I say, on here, after looking at that underwater footage we did a few sessions back, drop-off indicators are a must. I did that schoolboy error when I was doing some underwater filming. The camera wasn't running, it was plugged on slightly, and that little bit of resistance, these fish just drop it straight away. So, right, I think it's time now to get the kettle on, make a brew. I'm going to be recasting frequently on here today, every 30 minutes religiously, recasting the baits. The underwater filming I did recently proved to me regular recasting, like I normally do, keeps the fish coming back if there's any in the area, but it's hoping that they're here. The past 4 sessions I've done on here, the first 2 were brilliant, they were productive, we're catching loads of fish. The second 2, there was hardly any fish in the area. So it's going to be up and down if there's any fish located here. I can try other pegs later on. I'm just going to let the day progress, see what happens. But for now, it's early doors, it's the witching hour, and it's probably the best time on here for catching a pike. So the rods have been out for about 40 minutes. I'm going to do the first recast on these rods now because we are in the witching hour. Like I said, the first couple of hours on here can be really productive if you get it right. We have got a little bit of extra water on the river, which is not ideal, but not impossible. And there is a little bit of debris coming through, but that's not too bad. This is all just the snow melting off and going back into the river. And like I say, the temperature is going to be very cold on the river at the moment, but that is absolutely perfect. Not a blemish on the bait. There's a clear indicator now that there might not be huge amounts of pike here, but to get 1 or 2 fish today I think would be really lucky. But this is why we come, this is why we do it. So just going to keep rotating it around this right hand side of the swim. I find regular recasting, if there is fish there, it can entice them. Right, we're out sliding down the bank. It's like an ice rink down here. Right, gonna have to be careful if I go down to play any fish. Right, let's get this back out there again. Go on, my son. That's the one. I must admit though, these kind of days are the ones that are probably my favourite because conditions aren't the best. You'd be lucky if you catch a fish, and you just never know, there could be an absolute monstrous fish knocking around here. So I've actually changed the actual line on my reels that I've been using for, I think about 3.5, 4 years. I've been using a braid called Dingbeer in 45 pound. Brilliant braid, been using it for quite a few years now, and I can't say a bad word about it. It's absolutely brilliant, and I get it from Amazon. I spent years buying braid from tackle shops, and they got really expensive. You'd spend a fortune spooling all your reels up. And every season I normally spool up 3 standard rods that you'll see me using, and I've got 2 stalking rods which I'm going to be using over the next couple of months, doing a few day sessions, roaming around the river, different sections. And yeah, sod's law, I went on Amazon to buy some and they're completely sold out of all of it. I normally buy about 1,000 metres or 1,000 yards for about 25 quid off Amazon. Brilliant braid. If you can get hold of it, I definitely recommend it. But unfortunately they ran out, so I've just spooled up my reels with this different colour. This is jet black, and this is a company called Hercules. I've read the reviews, got really good reviews, and not only that, a few of my friends use it and they swear by it. They say it's absolutely brilliant. And this was 22 quid I think it was, and that's in 30 pound. Now I've done lots of underwater filming recently, and I've tried different bits and bobs, and line for pike, in my opinion, and what I've noticed, makes no difference whatsoever. Whether you've got monofilament, which I did try, braid, whether it's a dark colour braid, a light colour braid, it made no difference. The pike didn't care. And I think it's mainly because they're the apex of the river. They've got nothing to worry about. And yeah, line colour, because a few people do ask me, do you think you get more bites using monofilament to disguise it? I personally don't think so. From what I've seen on the underwater filming that I've been doing, I think any old colour braid doesn't matter. I think the pike come in and they pay most attention to the bait. And if the bait's not right, in one way or another, I think they might not take it, or they're not up for a feed. And today's going to be a prime example. The weather conditions are terrible, absolutely terrible. It is bright sunshine. It's about 0 degrees now, from -3 this morning. It's going to be a tough old day, very cold, very tough conditions, but this is why I love it. I love these kind of sessions where you've got a bit of snow on the ground, really cold, everyone's at home, it's just you and the fish. You've got the odd barbel angler, maybe a match angler who's turned up, some old boy who wants to try and catch a few roach. And yeah, I just love it like this, because you're wondering, like, is he going to get a new personal best? Are we going to get a decent sized fish? And it's these little sessions that build up to catching the bigger fish. Always does. You've got to work for your fish, keep coming back. I think it's time for a bit of a cuppa now. I'm freezing, absolutely Baltic at the moment. I'm a bit of a loony doing this, but this is the only way you're going to catch them. So we are due a recast. I think I'm going to go for the leisure rod first. We've probably got about an hour left, and then it's going to be time to call it a day. A lot of the ice and the snow from the other day is slowly starting to melt. It's just the bits in the shade now, and that bait's come back absolutely lovely. The last couple of recasts we have had a few problems with the trebles catching the bottom, but this looks not too bad. A little bit of debris on the bait, but I can accept that. That's fine. Right, let's get this back out there again. I'm going to go not too far out this time. I'm just going to keep alternating around here. So the beauty of the paternoster rig, you've got 100% faith that you know nothing's going to happen. Yeah, that is absolutely fine, that's perfect. A little bit of debris near the swivels, but other than that, that's perfect. Right, let's get this back out again. Come on, Pike, just need one. Just one for today. Just near this margin line, that's perfect. Just need a nice mid-20 to come along. Well, we've come to the end of the session. I've stayed for probably an extra 40 minutes just for that one last fish, just in case one was going to come along, and it's been absolutely dead. I've spoken to so many anglers today and it's been pretty much the same for everybody. This weather kicking in, it's made life a little bit difficult, and the next few days are going to be tough as well. We've got lots of snow tomorrow, then we've got lots of rain, and then believe it or not, it's going to warm up to about 13, 14 degrees. Bright sunshine for probably 3 or 4 days, then we've got rain, and that is pretty much going to be the fishing for the next sort of 1 to 2 weeks, something like that. So all in all, yeah, a bit of a grueler, but this is why we do it, this is why we try. And in the end, if you've seen the channel, the results always come. You've just got to keep persevering and trying. So my next session, I won't be coming back here now for probably 3, 4 weeks. I've got so many other venues to go to now, so I'm going to call it quits on here, and then we'll return probably back end of December, early January. And then I might do a bit of pre-baiting. I might do a little bit on here and try my luck. So without further ado, I just want to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.